Chat tales. Don't you wanna hear some chat tales? Chappity chap chap. Alright, peeps. Okay, this is the first chat tale in a while, but there's more stories in the nut. Shaking them out all over the floor. Okay, so I just remembered this little story and I thought, gotta share it with the world. Yeah, okay, so this is back in the 90s, a Friday night back in the 90s. Anyway, me and my pals, like the local pub that we used to go and spend our Friday nights in, used to be called it still is called the Junction Tavern on Fortes Road in Kentish town. Anyway, one Friday I got home from work and I was sick as a pig. I just felt like absolute shite. So I decided that I was not going out that night. I was going to spend the night in bed with the TV on or something like that. Anyway, so I've told a couple of my pals I'm not coming out, whatever, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm sitting in my room on my bed, got my telly on, just chilling out, trying to get better. And my blower starts ringing, so I answer it. And it's a friend of mine called Sam Gaffney. And I was just like, hello, Sam. I was like, look, I can't do it tonight. Do you know what I mean? Last weekend, blew the socks off me all week. Anyway, so I was like, I just can't do it, babe. Seriously, I can't come out tonight. And then she's like, well, I think you're going to want to come out. And I was like, well, I suppose I do want to come out, but I can't because I can't make it. And then she's like, well, Cookie, who is one of our friends, is sitting at the bar with Liam Gallagher. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, he's sitting at the bar. He's with his older brother, Paul Gallagher, and Paul Gallagher's missus. The three of them are sitting at the bar with Cookie right now in the Junction. And I was like, Sam, please don't lie to me, please. If I come all the way around there and you're lying to me, I'm going to be proper pissed. And she's like, well, don't come then. Don't. Do you know what I mean? Cookie's sitting with Liam. And I was like, all right, I'll be there in a minute. So I was like, fucking, all right. I can't like not believe her and let this go. I've got to go around and check it out for myself. So I was like, do you know what? I'm going to ride around there on my scooter. And then if she's waffling, I can just jump back on the scooter and I'll be home in like 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right. And then got dressed and that, and then got my lid for my bike and went out. I used to park it up on the balcony that I lived on. Well, you don't leave scooters, mopeds, whatever you want to call them, in London just out in the open, because it'll be there about 5 seconds and then that's it, it'll be off. So anyway, I went outside, I took my bike, unlocked my bike and put it all under the seat, the lock and all that. Pushed it off this stand, walked it to the ramp, sat on it, rolled down the ramp, got out down onto the road, started the engine, and then I flew round to the Junction, parked, like I whacked it right outside the Junction, because there used to be like these little metal grids or whatever that was attached to the pub. So I locked it to that and then took my lid off, went in a pub, everyone's there, Cookie's at the bar, and we all know that I'm blind as a badger now, so all these silly little things when I don't see things in the past, it's obviously got something to do with my minces now. So I've walked in there and like Sam and them are sitting down just by the pool table. There's people on the pool table and Cookie's at the bar, like the first person. There is a couple of people at the bar alongside Cookie, but I didn't think it was Liam Gallagher, you know what I mean? I was like, so I've walked up to Sam and I've gone, oh, Sam, you're bang out of order. Where's Liam then? And she's like going like that, putting her hand over her mouth, like trying to shush me, like, and then she's like pointing to this fella next to Cook. And then I looked round and then I realised it was him and I was like, oh my God. So I was just like, I walked over to Cook and he's sitting over Liam and I don't know why, like an idiot, I was like, all right, Cook. And then I looked at Liam and I went, all right, Lee. And he just said hello or whatever. And I grabbed a bar stool and I pulled it up next to Cook, like, and just sat there with him, chatting away, like chatting to Paul and his missus and that. Because he basically, Paul lived in a house on Fortis Road, like just other side of Lady Somerset Road, do you know what I mean? Like one of these houses anyway. So we're sitting there and we're chatting away and that, and it's all sweet. Like Cook's like leading the chat, if you like. He's like next to him and I'm next to Cook. And I think I can't remember what was happening with the old drinks, but I think it was just like we was buying them drinks, they was buying us drinks and that, and we was just sitting there. It was a good night, man. I was feeling shit, but it was like I couldn't have missed this, could I? Do you know what I mean? For the world. No, so anyway, like after a hour or so, whatever, everybody's had a skinful, like, and everybody's getting a bit ladder and Liam's getting a bit more, like, do you know what I mean? Like a bit more, I don't know, forward, if you like. So we're sitting there, like, and then the song by that band Chumbawamba, I get knocked down but I get up again, you're never gonna keep me down. Anyway, that's come on the jukebox, and it's so funny because Liam's jumped up, like, and he's facing all these Kentish Town lot, you know what I mean, like, and he's gone, fucking hell, who put this shit on? And like, nobody's admitting to putting it on anyway. But then Sam's with like 4 or 5 of the Kentish Town girls, Charlie Parker, I don't know. There's a few of them there anyway. Well, anyway, the girls all being silly, like obviously it's Liam Gallagher, you know what I mean? They're like, wow. And they're all like, oh, Robert put it on, and they're all like pointing their finger at this, my friend Robert from school, like, and I'm not being funny, but Robert's quite a big Irish fella, you know what I mean, like, and it's so funny because like as they're all pointing at Robert saying Robert did or whatever, Liam's like looked at Robert and he's like, what are you putting this shit on for? And it was so funny because like in that sort of situation you're either gonna melt and just go boo and like go down in the carpet somewhere or something, or you're gonna give it some. And he did. He jumped up, like he went face to face with Liam and he said, what are you talking about? It's better than Magic Pie. Because this is like not long after B&L's been released, whatever, in the late 90s, 97, 98, it would have been something like that. But yeah, so he's gone, yeah, it's better than Magic Pie. And like, the situation was diffused very quickly. It was probably Cookie, tell you the truth. He probably like pushed Rob away or whatever and whatever. But it's funny because like just before this had happened, like Liam and Paul were saying to me and Cookie, like, oh yeah, get a couple of you and we'll go and get a load of like beer and all that, and we'll go back to Paul's flat and we'll have a little bit of an after drink, if you like. And that's just like something that you like dream of happening, you know what I mean? You're gonna go a real rock star and you're going to go and spend the evening with him. And do you know what I mean? Cookie was like proper, you could just tell he was like proper, couldn't wait. Like, do you know what I mean? We're waiting for him to say last orders. And it was just like, oh, sweet. And there was a couple of off licenses that weren't far from where we was that would serve us alcohol anytime. And do you know what I mean? That I think they at 11 p.m. were meant to stop serving alcohol to people, but they'd serve us drink all night long. You know what I mean? Like, but once this had happened, like Liam was a bit, do you know what I mean? It was a bit like, oh, and like him and Paul, and they sort of looked at me, Cookie, and they was like, oh look, do you know what? We're gonna call it a night, you know, and like it was lovely to meet the pair of you and that and whatever, and but we're just gonna call it a night. I think we're off, right? It's all right, nice one, see you later. So they left the pub, and oh my god, Cookie looked like he was gonna burst. He just turned around to Robert and he's just like, and Robert was like, no, fuck off, I ain't having that, you know what I mean? I don't give a shit who he is, you know what I mean? He ain't gonna face up to me and tell me or whatever. But we was just like, I was just like, both me and Cook were proper upset because like we could have gone for an after party, you know what I mean? Who knows where these things go? And you know what I mean? Both me and Cookie are both singers of our own bands as well, do you know what I mean? So I don't know, it weren't to be, but it would have been great if it was, you know what I mean? But it was funny because when we come out of the pub, like obviously I realised that I had my bike with me, and I was like, fuck, because I'd been drinking, like, so I couldn't drive home. And I thought to myself, oh, I can't leave my bike here, even though it's got a lock on it. It's just not gonna last 5 seconds around here, like. So basically I pushed, like we walked back home and I pushed the bike back home, yeah, and I gave someone else my lid and keys to the bike, yeah, and I said to them, like, just do you know what I mean, because I didn't want to get pulled over by the police, even though I weren't riding it, you know what I mean? If that bike would have had a key in it and I was pushing it and then they breathalyzed me or whatever, it wouldn't have looked good at all, you know what I mean? So I was like, gave the key and the lid to someone, and they was like quite a bit in front of us or whatever, and I just sort of said, I'd pop it into my mum, like, as you pass mine, whatever, because I think who it was lived in like Queen's Crescent or whatever, and they would have passed my house, like, so they was like, all right, nice one, John, mate, sweet. So I walked back with Cook and that, and pushed the bike basically all the way back. I don't know, like, yeah, it's fine. Do you know what I mean? I was on the pavement with it as well. I weren't pushing it in the road, I was pushing it on the pavement, you know what I mean? I weren't drunk or nothing, but I'd had a few pints, you know what I mean? So I weren't going to drive home. No way was I going to drive. I would have left it at the pub, but you know what I mean? It wouldn't have been there the next day. So I had to push it back. Yeah, but that is a funny tale from Kentish Town. Yeah, okay, sweet. So I hope you enjoyed that one, and I will speak to you lot very soon. Mwah. Chap tales, don't you wanna hear some chap tales?